Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. I'm going to do my Sunday study group for warriors. Let's get into it. I got a lot to talk about. See if we can get through a portion of it. I was over at a buddy's house last week. He's got 5 boys. The youngest one, I think, is 10. He's pretty smart for a little kid. Me and the dad were chatting about various topics. One of the topics was travel. He's looking to do some traveling to Puerto Rico, and I've never been to Puerto Rico, but I've traveled a lot. So I was just kind of helping him brainstorm on the itinerary, hotel stay. We were looking on his computer and just going through it. He didn't really need my help, but I'm good at that stuff. I've traveled all over the world, and he appreciated it. His son asked the question, why travel anywhere? Why go anywhere? So the dad answers, well, it's good to see other cultures, other places, to see the world that you live in, the planet that you live on. Helps you grow, helps you learn. And the kid just shook his head and said, I don't understand. Why can't you just stay here? Everything you need is here. There's grocery stores here, you have a house here, you have your job here, your family here. Why don't you just stay? Why do you need to go anywhere? And I looked at it as, obviously maybe this is some kind of dynamic between father and son that I don't know is what it is, none of my business, but I looked at it as more of a philosophical question. And I noticed on my drive home, as I was driving back from Orlando, on a busy highway, I-4. I-4 is a terrible, nightmare road. And there's all kinds of traffic. Everybody's going places. There's helicopters above, airplanes cruising around. Everybody's going everywhere. And I started thinking this kid might be right. Why is everybody traveling all the time? Where the hell is everybody going? So the next dumb question this kid asked, because I want to go over a couple stupid questions, is why do anything? The first one is why travel? But why do anything? I thought that was kind of funny. The dad, let me set it up. The dad was talking about how he's got a lot to do. He's got a lot to do this week. He's swamped with things on in his to-do list, swamped with work, family, all of it. He just has so much to do. So the kid said, his timing is perfect. The little kid's like a little comedian. He says, why do anything? So I guess I'm catching a theme here. But I guess if you philosophize on it, it is true. You don't really have to do much. You're going to die anyways. Does your afterlife depend on what you do in this life, your to-do list? I have lots of to-do lists. I write lists all the time. I'm very into lists. I write down lists of what I have to do. I make notes on the stuff I study. Am I going to have to bring in just boxes of all my little notepads? Am I supposed to be saving these things so when I die I can show them everything I've done? Well, there you go. There's every page of it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, of every day of my life, of what I've done. Look how busy I've been. Why do anything? That's the second stupid question. Let's move on. Here's just some advice for some of you guys. Doesn't matter if you're old or young, but not everybody's really following this. Stay sharp, stay clean. And I'm talking about personal hygiene. Wash every day. Every day you got to take a shower. Some people take 2 showers a day. I know guys that are hard workers. They get real smelly, and they take a shower in the morning when they wake up, and they take a shower as soon as they get off of work. I know a lot of guys that are trying to do this big giant beard thing that's been popular now for a few years. Go to the barber, get it edged out, cleaned up, trimmed up. You don't have to look like some kind of homeless bum. Take care of yourself. It'll give you confidence, make you more of a man. A man takes care of himself. I don't know if you guys remember the tough love movement that came out in the 80s. I was watching a video that was part of that whole scene, and there was a bunch of people. One person started it, I forget what the name was, but it kind of spawned into this whole thing. And if you don't know what tough love is, tough love was a marketed term. It may have been the title of the book that the one psychiatrist wrote, but it was all about addiction, and it was a kind of a trip that parents got on to torture their kids, basically, who they thought were smoking pot. So if your parents caught you smoking weed, listening to rock and roll music, they'd take the door off your room, take the posters off your walls, threaten you with sending you away to a psych ward, you know, all this stuff, just ruin your life. Tough Love was a terrible program, but one of the tenets of it was actually somewhat accurate, I think accurate, and that's alcoholics and addicts lie all the time. All addicts lie. All addicts are liars, and that's a rule. If you know someone who's an addict, they're lying to you. They're liars, and they're lying all the time. They're lying to themselves and to the rest of the world. They may not know it, or they might. Who knows how manipulative they are. Let's move to the next one. Here's some David Goggins stuff I was listening to in the middle of the week. The fear we don't face becomes our boundaries. So you have to face your fears. Your fears are your limitations. Some of your fears may be very rational. You may have a fear of scorpions, and I'm not suggesting that you go and get a scorpion as a pet. But if you have a fear of heights, that's a limitation. If you have a fear of travel, if you have a fear of social interaction, a fear of failure, a fear of rejection, there's a lot of fears. Face those fears and conquer them so they don't rule you, so they're not larger than you. Your world will open up. You'll be liberated. You'll find more freedom. Let's go to the next one. Did you guys watch the Cat Williams interview with Shannon Sharpe? I think 50 million people have seen it so far. I watched portions of it. I was talking about it with a buddy at the gym. He was really into it. And that's the only reason why I watched it, because he was so into it. And then he told me to go watch it so we could talk about it, because he wanted to get my opinion on it. And here's my opinion on the overall theme that Cat Williams introduced, because I'm not going to go through celebrity by celebrity and tell you if this one is a pedophile or if that one is a pedophile. But Hollywood, and when I say Hollywood, I mean not all of LA, just Hollywood, the city, the entertainment industry, and you can include New York and Atlanta into that. Anywhere there's movie studios and entertainment industry. So let's just use that in quotations. Hollywood is absolutely corrupt and creepy, and it always has been. I mean, what the hell's wrong with you people, man? People act like that they don't know this. Maybe you didn't. Did you not know that Hollywood has always, and I use that word intentionally, always, from the beginning, has been corrupt? It was started by the mobsters. Those are the ones who started the studios, and they probably still run them. But it's always been a perverted place of sin. It always has been full of sex. Kids have been getting fucked. I hate to tell you this, but it's always happened. These people like Jeffrey Epstein, and that's a terrible news story. Oh, how horrible. And I hope that he's rotting in hell, and I hope the truth comes out. But he's not the only one. I hope you guys understand that. He's not the only one. Epstein is just one of many. One of many that have been going on for decades. They don't all own their own private islands, but there's been pedophilia rings, organized pedophilia in Hollywood since the 30s. I guess I'm a little bit more cynical about it than some of you people, because I've known this. So you're not breaking any news, Cat Williams, by telling us about this celebrity or that celebrity is up to some really awful stuff. Someone like me, I just say, of course they are. Of course they are. Move on to the next one. Actions, not words, matter in righteousness. So you have to be about what you talk about. You have to stay true to your intentions. You see, there's some people that have good intentions. You may have good intentions. You may be a good person with good intentions, but are you actually doing it? Are you being a good person, or you just think you are? As you cut people off in traffic and give them the middle finger, and you've never given a homeless person a dime, and you're always busy if somebody needs a ride, or whatever. You're not that helpful to your mother or your family. Maybe you argue with those people more than you tell them you love them. And actions is what it's about. You have to stay true to your intentions with your actions. That's what gets noticed, is your actions. The universe favors actions. Karma favors actions, not intention. You don't gain good karma by thinking about good things. You have to do good things. Let's go to the next one. What should you be doing with your life? That's a big question, existential question. Well, you should pursue holiness. The pursuit of holiness will get you through this culture, get you through this society. We live in a fucked up world. A world full of Epsteins. A world full of disgusting politicians. Anybody remember the congressional page scandal? Where they had congressional pages and interns, little boys, being sent like pizzas to senators and congressmen's offices so they could suck and fuck. Oh, that happened. It was what, the late 80s, early 90s? Made the papers. How do you survive a culture that has that type of stuff? And it's everywhere. Riots, murders, degeneracy, and it's everywhere. Well, you have to pursue holiness. You pursue holiness to survive. Some of you don't know how to pray. Let me go over it again. I go over this a lot. You ask God, or you can call it the universe. You don't always pray to God. Some people don't believe in a monotheistic God. They believe in the energy of the universe. Some people believe that the universe is alive, but I'm not going to get into all the different beliefs. I just want to teach you how to interact with it. So you ask once, and then you give thanks 1,000 times. For every time that you ask, you give thanks 1,000. So if you're asking for love, please, universe, give me love, deliver love to me. I want more love in my life. Whatever it is that you're saying before you go to bed, you need to give thanks 1,000 times. So that may take you a week, it may take you a month. Stop asking. Ask once. You don't ask 1,000 times. Oh, it's annoying when a little kid asks 1,000 times. I heard you, motherfucker. Shut up. Right? That's what you eventually say. That's what God's going to say to you. Now you get nothing, you little brat. No, you ask once and you give thanks 1,000 times. We're running out of time here. Speaking of time, let's end it off with a good one. I got 5 more pages. What's a good one to talk about here? We got UFOs, we got time travel, we've got truth. Let's talk about truth. It feels like we've lost the truth in our society. It really does. Everybody has their own little personal truth. You can argue about whether the sun is yellow and the sky is blue, and the most simple things are now just subjective personal truths. Is that a man? Is that a woman? Am I a man? Am I a woman? I'm not even allowed to know. Oh, what are you, a biologist? You think you know what you are? I mean, we used to have truth, and we all agreed on it. You know, it was in the 80s and the 90s, somewhere in the early 2000s, we still had truth that we all agreed on. There was this world that we all agreed on, and we didn't all like it. Some people liked it, some people hated it, but we agreed that it existed, and that's what it is. This is what's going on. We can't even agree on what's going on. If a news story happens, oh, it didn't even happen. You guys are so conspiratorial, you don't even think it happened. We used to have this one lens that we agreed was the truth. And now everybody has their own little lens that they have on their camera. And it's all different. Is all this information that the internet provides us with, is that helping or hurting? I wonder, because I think about simpler times, and I wonder, because I lived in them. I lived in simpler times. People who are my age remember. Is this age of the internet, is it really made things a lot better? I don't know. Maybe I'll go shopping on Amazon as I think about it. Have a good day.